Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me here today. This is Bora Bliss, and I'm excited to bring you this topic that I have called the Dance of Duality. So, from what I can see, there is duality everywhere around us. In fact, the very fabric of nature and life itself is presented or displayed in this beautiful dance of duality. Many of us may be aware of this duality that exists in our world, but many others are ignorant and sometimes oblivious to its existence and also the benefits that it affords the entire human race and the universe at large. Firstly, I would like to point out that the duality that I'll be concentrating on or talking about more today is on the male and female um, energy system. So basically, the male and the female are different sides of the same coin. The male and female, all over nature, are engaged in this, I would say, beautiful dance which sustains our world. It sustains nature and our entire universe. The male is never bigger um, or better than the female, and neither is the female bigger or better than the male. They're basically the same stork, but only expressed differently. Again, they are only expressed differently. They're the same. The male cannot exist alone, and neither can the female exist alone. They are more beautiful and powerful when they work together and come together in unity, in peace, and in love. And one might be wondering or asking why. And this is because they understand that they are a team. They understand that they must work together to achieve their desired goals. The goal of one is the goal of the other. There is no power struggle or shaming between both of them. They understand that the victory of one is the victory of the other. They understand that there is no me without you. And we can see that there is no strong, powerful male without a female, and there is no strong, powerful female without a male. Locked up within each of them is the same life force and essence. Okay? The only thing that differentiates them is that their life force and essence is expressed differently. So, making it look like they're different, but really, if you go or get to their very core, they're the same. So, with this in mind, they have to learn to be in harmony with their differences, their expressed differences, knowing that it's their differences, the expressed differences, that actually makes them unique, special, and whole. When they're cut off from the other, they're incomplete and hence become weak and less powerful and unable to accomplish the goals set forth before them. The male and the female know their place, and they do not try to trade or switch places with one another. Okay? They acknowledge and accept their places in nature because they feel secure in their roles and have no fear of being displaced or replaced because they know who they are. Okay? They understand that if they fail to work together, the result will be death. If they fail to work together and they choose to go their separate ways, there'll be no fruit. Okay? And if there is death and there is no fruitlessness, what happens? In the end, it will bring death to their kind. Okay? And within all of nature, it's inbuilt for them to reproduce and to expand and multiply. So they're constantly trying to be fruitful, okay? And a way for them to be fruitful is for this male and female energy to work together in peace and bring about balance. If there is no balance, death will result. Okay? So they have to learn to work together as a single unit while respecting and honoring their differences. Um, some ways we see this expression in nature, um, this male and female expression, some ways we see this, um, we can see like the sun and the moon. And it's generally agreed that the sun is the male energy and the moon is the female energy. We have the earth, and then we have water, we have life, we have death, we have joy and sorrow, power and weakness, north and south, man and woman, and we can even see this in plants and animals. Okay, I'm sure you can keep looking further, and you will keep coming up with this male female thing. It's everywhere. This is just a few examples. Um, and then if you wanted to even go further, like with the plants, the seed of a plant, you can say, has the male life force within it. Because when a farmer takes the seed and then he plants it inside of the soil, the ground acts, or the earth, or the ground acts as the female, the womb through which a new life is born and multiplies and grows. Now imagine if the seed and the plant refuse to work in harmony and provide a conducive environment or seed or conducive environment for the child, I would say the child, the plant, whatever, to grow, the new plants to grow, and they were fighting each other, then nothing would grow, and as a result, they would die. Like, it would bring about death, and it would be a rippling effect everywhere. And then also, if you look at man and woman, you bunch them together, mankind, um, and you look at the earth, you can say mankind is operating under the male energy, and the earth itself, and that's why I say Mother Earth is operating under the female energy. Okay, so from these examples, one immediately begins to think about opposites, and yes, that is correct. Okay, all of these and much more in nature contain within them the same exact properties, and like I've mentioned earlier, they're only expressed in different ways, thus giving credence to the male and female duality, which exists and can be seen everywhere in our world. These opposite sides are incomplete in and of themselves. They only whole when they work together in harmony, thus creating a balance. So they're all trying to seek or find balance within themselves. Mankind as a whole is the physical embodiment of all of nature, both seen and unseen. And in a sense, mankind is the living, breathing, and moving earth. For man himself is of the earth. The earth was made for man, and man for the earth. They're different, yet the same. Whatever happens to the earth has a direct impact on mankind, and whatever happens to mankind has a direct effect on the earth, or nature as we know it. For they are of the same stork. They're the same, but we're only expressed differently. Okay? So now within mankind, we have man, we have woman, two beings of the same stock, the same material, but we are expressed differently. Okay? When we go to war with each other, we're weak. But when we learn to work together in peace and in harmony, then we can represent and embody the harmony that exists in nature. It does us no good to fight. We only hurt ourselves when we do that. And by extension, we hurt the earth when we do that. We can learn from other aspects of nature how to live in unity. You don't see the sun trying to be the moon, and you don't see the moon trying to be the sun, right? They are secure in themselves. They're secure in their roles. They're secure in their positions. They know who they are. Okay? And nobody is trying to belittle the other person. They accept their differences and they roll and work with their differences. They're not trying to outdo the other. And I'm sure we can see that because they have learned to work together in harmony, we get to enjoy their presence in our lives. But imagine the sun saying, maybe one day he's like, you know what, I'm done being the sun. I want to be the moon now. Or the moon one day says, you know what, I'm done being the moon. I want to be the sun now. Imagine the havoc and the chaos that would create for us. Okay? So we owe it as a responsibility to ourselves and to nature, to the earth, to learn together, to accept our differences. Okay? Being a female doesn't make you weak. You have your strengths that a male can never have. Being a man doesn't make you weak. You have strengths that a woman can never have. Okay? And even science has proven this. And again, we're the same, but expressed differently. And in the humankind, what makes us different? It's the levels of hormones in our bodies. And this is what gives rise to excuse me, to the differences that we can see, okay, and experience. But these differences are not there to stifle us or make us less than the other. These differences are only there to make our lives more full and more rich, because now we get to enjoy the company of the other. Now imagine if within you, everything existed within you and you had no other person to have this beautiful dance with. Okay? But when you come together and you accept your differences and you learn to work with those differences and you appreciate each other, it becomes very beautiful. Okay? And great things come out of that. By the end of the day, all of these energies, the male and the female, they're only looking for balance. It's not about, oh, I'm stronger, oh, I'm better. The sun is not better than the moon. The moon is not better than the sun. They're different, right? They're both stars, but expressed differently, right? If the sun today or tomorrow went out there saying, you know what, I want to be the moon now, or the moon is like, I want to be the sun. I don't love being the moon. I don't love being the sun, whatever. It will be chaos. Okay? And that applies for all of nature as well. It's all about accepting our differences and learning to walk with those differences, appreciating those differences, and making the most of it. Okay? So I mean, I hope I've been able to make a point here. Women are not fighting against men. Men are not fighting against women. We are the same. We are only expressed differently, and we are all important. Nobody is less than the other. Any man who tries to say a woman is less than him, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay? And any woman out there who says, "Oh, I'm better than a man," doesn't know what she's talking about, because even within her, there is both the male and the female energies within. It's just that one is more prominent than the other. And we talk about living a whole life. And being whole, you need to learn how to balance the male and the female energies within you, within the body. Now, if we talk about balancing the male and female energies within the body, now imagine that on a larger scale. Okay? On a larger scale, the earth, all of nature, living in balance and in unity would bring about more peace, more love, more unity, more enjoyment, right? For the world at large. So, if in the human body, the imbalance of the male and the female energies creates suffering, now imagine what it's doing to the world at large. Okay? And since I mentioned earlier that the man and the woman are direct reflection of the earth, what happens to the earth? We have to think about our actions more critically. Why we do what we do? Because our actions directly and indirectly affect the earth and all of nature. Okay? So I'm hoping that I've been able to make some points here, and been able to shed some light with this discussion. And I'm hoping it opens like the beginning of further discussions. Okay? And I hope you're able to consider, even in your own lives, how you can more embody the principles of the male and female energies, and how to make it work for you, how you can live a more wholesome life, appreciating the fact that they're different, but they're both unique and special, and both important. They're not none is better than the other. They are both important. Okay? And if you're a female, you see a man out there, appreciate him for who he is. And a man, you see a female out there, appreciate her for who she is. She's different than you. She's not weaker. She's just a different side of you, expressed differently. She's expressing in such a way that you can never be expressed. And you are expressing in a way that she can never be expressed. So when we get that and we're able to respect each other, I think it will go a long way to bring peace and unity and more love. Okay? So thank you again, and I hope to talk to you next time. Thank you for your time, for your energy, and please support my work by subscribing and sharing this video. The more people who can listen to it can definitely benefit from it and grow. Okay? So again, thank you, and talk to you next time. God bless. Bye-bye.